All right, hey, John Burton here with you, and Grandmaster Jet. Say hi, ho, Jeffro.
Hi.
So I wanted to, on the way to Starbucks, where Jet and I are going to camp out a little bit there this afternoon, this Christmas Eve. Wanted to kind of connect with you all. I've been doing this lately, doing some more video podcasts. I'm getting lots of feedback. What in the world's going on? You people are coming alive. It's amazing. And by the way, some of you get nervous when I do this when I drive. Most people love it. Some get nervous. Just know that eyes are on the road, and it's all good. Don't worry. And so I want to talk about the radical, desperate, urgent need for a prayer movement and for a people who will give their lives to intercession. And you know, by now, if you're new, you might be thinking, "Oh, this isn't for me. I'm gonna check out and shut it down." And no, this is for you. This is for everybody in the entire world who's a follower of Jesus. We must be a people who pray. In my opinion, one of, if not the greatest issue in the church today, here in the end times, as we're going after revival, is this misconception that that radical investment in fervent, burning prayer, intercession for the nations, encounter with Jesus, going deep in God, all of that it's somehow reserved for just a special type of a person. You know, people presume it's just the intercessors who do that. Well, that would be everybody. So here's the idea. If you have decided to follow Jesus, by default, that means that you are called into a radical life of continual fervent prayer all the time. And again, it's one of the greatest issues I believe in the church today, where it's rare to find a praying person. It's rare to find those that are giving their entire lives to prayer. And we know that the entire church is to be set on the foundation of prayer. It's a house of prayer for all nations. We saw with the issue of the money changers, remember that they were trying to redefine what the church was, and Jesus came back with a whip, set it back upright, and said, "No, my house is a house of prayer for all nations." And so I want to encourage you, get provoked, come alive, be one that just lives every day of your life in the place of just praying in the Spirit and burning for God and having encounters and dreams and visions and being in the Word and contending for revival every moment of your life. And you know, too much has just kept people out of that lifestyle. The cares of life right now, as one of the other primary issues in the church today, the cares of life are keeping people outside of the mission for which they were created, keeping people outside of the prayer room, outside of the corporate gathering, outside of their end time mission critical assignments. And we have to resolve that. We have to fix that. We've got to eliminate the cares of life. We got to deal with these issues, and we must gather together in fervent, continual night and day prayer. It starts with us. My favorite verse in Scripture is Joshua 3:5. It says, "Consecrate yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do wonders among you." And so He's waiting for the consecration before the wonders come. So prayer is to live a life of prayer, is to live a life of consecration. And we know in Acts chapter 2 that they gave themselves to prayer, that they were in the temple daily, house to house daily, praying under apostolic instruction. So what do you think about this? What's keeping the prayer movement at bay? Why is it so challenging for a house of prayer to grow and to strengthen and develop? So many houses of prayer, most of them are struggling. Very few are really thriving with enough resource and finances and people that are locked in and on their face, devoting themselves to that. What's keeping people out of that? It's a real question. I have my opinions, my thoughts. I'd love to hear from you. Think about it this way. What if the church that you went to shifted overnight to a house of prayer? where they simply called everybody in your church, people that you know, friends that you have, yourself, to gather together multiple times a week to pray. And they're going to eliminate programs, and they're going to focus on and just prophetic instruction, and but it's mostly prayer, mostly intercession. Think about if your church did that suddenly. If your leadership announced that that was going to happen, what would the reaction be? What would your reaction be? Would people celebrate and lock in? Would they be confused? Would they, disengage? Would they jump ship? What would happen? And again, what I'm talking about is a house of prayer where we all pray. So a lot of the programs that we're so used to aren't going to be there anymore. A lot of the focus isn't going to be there anymore. It's going to go from possibly a more horizontal, personal, relationship driven to more vertical, just people in a room together on their face in intercession, connecting with God. How would the culture of your church, how would such a culture change in your church affect the people that go to your church? So shoot me your comments. Thoughts. What do you think? What's holding it back? And put some real thought to it. I mean, don't simply say that, yeah, that's what I want and I'm frustrated. What are some real legitimate reasons why people may not be jumping into such a thing right now? Because again, the prayer movement's struggling. I believe it's going to increase, but it's going to be resisted. Houses of prayer are struggling. What's the reason for that? What do you think? Shoot me an email, john@johnburton.net. john@johnburton.net. Go to my website, johnburton.net, and you contact me directly from there as well if you'd like. But I need some feedback. I'm traveling around a lot, hearing from people. I just got an invite today to go to Cleveland for 4 days to lead a prayer summit, basically, where I'll be teaching on prayer for about a half an hour a night, and then the entire rest of the night is prayer. And they're developing a prayer culture in their church, so I'm excited about that. Was in Maryland. They're working on establishing a house of prayer within their ministry there. So the hunger's there, but the traction isn't. Why not? Talk to me, John@johnburton.net. All right, talk to you soon.